The UK government is set to make the biggest changes to indefinite leave to remain this afternoon. If you are a skilled worker, you are on a carer's visa, or you are somebody who is on the spouse visa, this video is a must watch because the rules are shifting. And if you miss this update, it could delay or even derail your indefinite leave to remain plan. As we speak today, 4 major changes have been made by Shabana Mahmood, who is the Home Secretary. She is going to deliver this announcement now. This is why this information is extremely important for anyone who is planning to settle in the UK long term. The Launch Club is where you will hear the latest diaspora news. We share these stories to inform and educate our audience. Knowledge, they say, is power. For those outside the UK, indefinite leave to remain, that is the permanent resident. Once you have it, after 12 months, you will be able to apply for British citizenship if you obtain it other than through marriage. If you obtain indefinite leave to remain by marrying a British citizen, the day you are granted your indefinite leave to remain, you will be able to apply for your British passport after 24 hours. But the government is making a big announcement on indefinite leave to remain. There has been a lot of news, lot of information in the public domain since the last 2 weeks about indefinite leave to remain. So here is what the minister in charge of immigration, Shabana Mahmood, is going to set out this afternoon. 4 major changes. If you know anyone who lives in the UK who is yet to acquire settled status, or you know somebody who is planning to move to the United Kingdom, kindly ensure that they see this video because this 4 update is going to be massive. For instance, if you are somebody who is planning to bring your wife to the UK, what the government is saying is that, for instance, you will be able to bring your wife to the UK. However, your wife will need to take a B1 English language test. And if they come to the UK, they want to renew their visa, they will then be able to take B2 test. So B1 is the entry level, and B2 is the harder level, which they will have to pass if they want to renew their visa. The 4 major changes that the Home Secretary has just announced, or she's about to announce, is number 1, if you live in the United Kingdom, you are somebody who wants to live in the United Kingdom for long term, you must, according to the Home Secretary, you must take part in volunteering work in the community. You must give some of your time to do some volunteering work. It could be you doing some work in the local church, you're doing some work with charity, doing some work as an unpaid to contribute to society is one of the requirements that the Home Secretary is set to set out this afternoon as the things that you must do if you're planning to live in the United Kingdom long term. Number 2 is that you have to learn English to a high standard. Let me know what your views are about the proposal that the Home Secretary is about to set out. This one, I must say, is not very, very clear. They said you have to learn English to a high standard. What is a high standard? What is the benchmark? How do you assess somebody who is able to speak English to a high standard? Are you going to ask them questions like, tell me, for example, what is your name? Which school you attend? How long you came to the UK? Is it going to be basic question and answer? We do not know as at now. This is what Shabana Mahmood has set out, that you will have to be able to speak English to a high level in order for you to be able to settle in the UK. So one, charity. Number two, you have to be able to speak English to a high level. Number three, according to the Home Secretary, is that you have to have clean criminal record. If you're somebody that has been in trouble with the law, you have committed a crime, you've gone to prison, you will not be able to settle in the UK. However, there is an exemption. If you were driving and you have speeding fine on your ticket, you will still be able to settle in the UK. However, if you went out, you have too much to drink, and you decide to be stupid and decide to get on the wheel and drive, and you therefore ended up in court, that will mean that you will not be able to settle in the UK as the government is proposing. So, criminal record, take part in voluntary work, and three, make sure you speak English to a high level. That's another thing that the government have said. Another thing that the government have said is that you have to be able to contribute to the economy. Now, this again is filled with ambiguity. What is contribute to the economy? For instance, somebody who is living in the UK, you are working and paying taxes. Are you not contributing to the economy? Of course you are contributing. So we do not know at this stage what the government means by contribute to the economy. Do they mean that somebody who is working in the care sector earning 20,000 is not contributing to the economy? Or you have to have high network. You have to be somebody who is paying high tax for you to be able to contribute. So it is still not clear. The government is saying that you have to be somebody who is contributing to the economy. You have to be somebody who hasn't got any criminal record. You have to be somebody who gives your time for charity. And you have to be somebody who speaks English. And if you're bringing somebody from abroad as your dependent, the person will need to take B1 English language test. However, when they move to the UK, they want to renew their paper, they will have to be able to pass B2 test. So from people from our community, those people that stay at home, all you watch is Nigerian home video or Ghanaian home video. My brothers and sisters, when you live in a country like this, to help you integrate, there's nothing wrong in watching programs from your home country, but you still need to watch things like the UK news so that you can help you improve your language skills. And also, it will make you to be integrated because you will know what is happening in the country. What is your view? Do you think that this plan itself makes sense? Do you think that this plan itself is something that is needed? Let me know what your views are in the comment section. The government have also said that indefinite leave to remain will then take you 10 years to get indefinite leave to remain. However, the government is currently doing a consultation. They are consulting with stakeholders. The consultation is starting in the next few weeks. So, if you live in the United Kingdom, make sure you reach out to your MP. Let them know if they are going to introduce any rule change, making sure that it doesn't start retrospectively. Those who have lived in the United Kingdom since the care visa was introduced, that the law is not applied backwards to affect you. That any changes that they are making today, it will be for those who are coming to the UK today, not those who have been in the country for a long time. Another thing that they have said that they're going to do again is language is a must. You have to speak good English. You have to make financial contribution, and you have to be able to, according to the government as well, make sure that you are somebody who do not commit crime. Do you think that this makes sense? Whereas the government last week said that the plan announced last week by Nigel Farage to revoke those who already have indefinite leave to remain, that the government said, the Prime Minister said that plan is racist, that it is wrong to deny citizenship indefinite leave to remain to those who have lived in the UK and they have lived there legally, that it is wrong for Nigel Farage to even say that he's going to revoke their indefinite leave to remain, and they will have to be renewing their indefinite leave to remain every 5 years. The Labour government said they are not going to do what Reform said they are going to do. Their plan is different. However, you have to make sure that when you live in the UK, you're bringing your partner wants to extend your visa. Say, for instance, your wife wants to extend her visa, or your husband wants to extend their visa. You have to pass B2 English language test. If you fail B2 English language test, my brothers and sisters, you are in trouble. What are your views on the 4 changes that the government has announced? Number 1, make economic contribution. Like I said before, it is still not clear. What is economic contribution? Somebody who is working as a carer and somebody who is working in IT. Somebody who is working in IT is earning 80,000. And somebody who's working as a carer or a nurse, any 27,000. Are you saying they are not making financial contribution? Let me know what your views are in the comment section. Another thing that they are saying again is that voluntary work. You have to do some voluntary. You have to give some of your time. So even if you have met the requirement to apply for indefinite leave to remain, because you have lived in the country for the length of period that they say you can live, you can still be denied indefinite leave to remain if you do not meet the conditions set out by Shabana Mahmood. What is your view? Do you think that this plan is fair? Some people say, yes, it is fair because citizenship has to be earned, that you have to live in the country for a long time and you make contribution before you will be able to do it. And the government has said again that they are ending overseas recruitment. They will not be able, you will not be able to recruit workers from abroad. So some people have said those people who are already in the UK, that is an opportunity for them because it just means that they themselves have opportunities now to be able to get a job. If you live in the UK, that is not hard to get a job now because the government is saying that no more recruitment from abroad. So the 4 changes that the government have said: volunteer in your community. You have to do some volunteer work. You have to have a clean criminal record. You have to learn English to a high standard, and you have to make basic contribution to the economy. Those last 2, English to a high standard, make basic contribution, as I said before, they are not they haven't specified. For instance, how do you define somebody that speaks English to a basic standard? Somebody who can write English. Somebody might be able to write, but their spoken English is bad. Does that mean that they don't qualify? What about somebody who lives in the UK who is working in the care sector? Does that mean that they are not making financial contribution? There is no changes to getting indefinite leave to remain by marriage. If you're married to a British citizen, after 5 years, you will be able to apply for indefinite leave to remain. And once you have your indefinite leave to remain, you do not need to wait for 12 months before you apply for your citizenship. You can apply for citizenship 24 hours after you have indefinite leave to remain. You will be able to apply for citizenship. So those are the main changes that the government has announced. Let me know what your views are. So people are saying that the government have not gone far enough, that Reform is saying that they are going to wipe indefinite leave to remain completely. No more indefinite leave to remain. Why is the Labour government saying that they're still going to grant for indefinite leave to remain? Let me know what your views are in the comment section. So as I speak to you today, these are the changes that the government has. They are going to announce it this afternoon. If you live in the United Kingdom, you're bringing your wife or your husband to come and join you. They will pass B1 in English. But when they are renewing their visa, they have to pass B2 in English. They are saying that if you live in this country, you have to be able to integrate. Some people have said, some people from our community, they live here, but they do not really feel like integrating. They don't really integrate to the society. Because of this, that the government has to make sure that anyone that lives in the UK or wants to live in the UK will be able to show that they are integrated. So the 4 changes: no criminal record, show economic contribution, high English language, and and make sure that you contribute in. So start looking for, they said the Boris wave immigrant, those people that came in 2021, a lot of them are due for indefinite leave. So that's the first carers that came in 2021. A lot of them are due for indefinite leave to remain in January. There's no changes yet. Everything that we are hearing now is still a proposal. So make sure you start reaching out to your MP. Make sure you register to vote. Make sure you take part in democratic process, and make sure you follow a channel like the Launch Club. As soon as there is update, we will be the first people that will let our people know, because we believe that information is power, and with information you can achieve anything. You can support what we're trying to do by giving this a like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let me know what your views are in the comment section. Follow us on all our social media